Feedback. Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpina.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you. Feedback.
Take us along with you. Always know that you can take us along with you. Oh, happy Monday, happy Kwanzaa, and thank you so much for tuning in. And you know, it's such a wonderful time, even though it's at the end of the year. It's still a wonderful time. We're in the season of Kwanzaa. Everybody needs to know that. A 7-day observance. And Hood Research is going to have their day of observance on New Year's Day. You've got to know that, New Year's Day. And on New Year's Day, we're going to be at 8324 Woodward Avenue. That's Woodward and Euclid in the Detroit Co-op building. Beautiful building, brand new building. Our own grocery store. Guess what? Woodward and Euclid.
Brother Fraser.
We'll be there from noon until 3. Noon until 3. The last day of Kwanzaa is Imani. Imani represents faith. That's the day of observance, New Year's Day, that Hood Research will be presenting and observing at 8324 Woodward Avenue. That's Woodward and Euclid. Ample parking. Wonderful, ample parking. And know that when you go in the door, you can go on a tour of the grocery store on the first level. We will be presenting on the second level in the auditorium. You can take the stairs or you can take the elevator. But please take the time to join us on New Year's Day. You know, Mark, people say, well, New Year's Day, nobody's coming. I don't know they're talking about nobody's coming on New Year's. Listen, everybody is not going to be nursing a hangover on New Year's Day. And everybody is not going to be watching football games on New Year's Day. So for those of you who celebrate the Kwanzaa season, know that New Year's Day is for Imani, faith. And join us from noon until 3 p.m. Now today I'd just like to say hello to Calvin and Mercedes and Jackie. Those are 3 people that I met as I was going to different events over these past few weeks. And I want to say good morning to Vera and to Michael Griggs and to Ron and to Wana and just all of those who support us and tune in. And who you want to give a shout out to, Mark?
Yes, indeed. It's been quite a year. Just want to say thank you to all the listeners and viewers. Yeah. It's been quite a year. We got a lot of new members come in, a lot of new collaborations. It's going to be a good year. Just want to say a lot of love. I was at brother, comedian extraordinaire, Brother Bill Hill's birthday party this weekend. And just want to shoot a shout out to him. We was at Hazel's place over on Michigan Avenue, a black-owned establishment. And that's what it's all about. A lot of love. Had a good time. Yeah. Say thank you to all of the owners over there. Got a food truck. Had great fried turkey sandwiches. Had a good time. And of course, my main man, Frank Chico Sorrell, that brother in the building, the real estate man, getting it done. And my man, the barber, Brother Eric Scott. He's always watching the show. Big shout out to him. So, and we're going to come see sister later on today. We got something for somebody. They know who they are. Over there on Ropes, and we gonna see you.
Absolutely.
Our guest is in the building, Miss Bro.
Oh, well, wonderful. I while the guest getting set up, I just want to give our condolences to the family of President Jimmy Carter. He was 100 years old, the longest living president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want to say that. And
we lost quite a few people this year. Quite a year. Greg Gumbel passed over the weekend.
Quincy Jones.
Passed this year.
Yes.
I mean, we go over everybody that didn't pass this year, boy, oh boy.
We'll be here for a long time.
We're going to be here a little while. But,
All right.
Good thing we got Brother Khari Frazier here. Detroit is different.
Okay. So I want to thank you for Khari Frazier to join us this morning.
Thank you.
And the question I always start out with is, who is Khari Frazier?
Well, I am a lot of things, but legacy Black Detroiter. Been here my whole life, so I pour a lot into that work culturally, and founding Detroit is different. So telling the story of legacy Black Detroit in different dynamics and offering platforms through events and also media. It's about healing community through events and media. That's the goal of Detroit is different. So what I am is I'm a person that's stirring the pot of the culture. And that could be from the collard green cook-off to the My Natural Hair show to Scared of Detroit comedy show, or what's coming up later today, State of Black Detroit. That is a collaboration between myself and Dr. Yusef Bunchy Shakur. This is the 4th iteration, but also connecting with Hood Research here, because as you were speaking about that, on January 1st to start off 2025 at the Detroit People's Food Co-op, I rarely do this, but I will be giving a keynote address connected to the celebration for Imani of Faith for Hood Research. So you can find out a whole lot more that day. So I'm going to talk a little bit about community organizing, and I look to really turn the page and create more content connected to community organizing, especially from a Black lens, because you got to love your people. And I love my people, because sometimes, getting to liking us. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of lessons learned about engaging in community that I plan on sharing. And January 1st is the launching pad. So when you call me, I'm like, okay, I can get my team together. We can tape that. And this will be a great preface to where I plan on sharing, because there's so many people looking this year to say, I want to start my nonprofit, I want to do this in community, I want to do that in community. And really I think the tools that it takes to prepare yourself for what it takes in engagement and build something like what you've been doing, Theo, for decades now with Hood Research.
Over 33 years.
It's a testament to be ready for what that is, and knowing how to resource the work of this. And part of that resourcing is resourcing yourself. So who I am and what I am is an extension of a lot of that. But in short, I guess you could say the founder of Detroit is different.
Detroit is different. That's a podcast?
It's a podcast. It's an organization. It's a lot of different things, but I would say it's kind of whatever it is you connect to it.
It's a vehicle for the community.
Hey, I like that.
I like that.
And it's true. Detroit is different.
It is so it is very unique. It is very
wow.
Well,
And I gotta say, the son of Jan and Greg Frazier. Jan, who has passed on, was a very dear friend of mine. I miss her, but what she and Greg poured into you as you grew has just shown us that it's a wonderful thing to have you here in Detroit.
Thank you.
And not to flee like so many have. It's sad, but we have to not give up. And I just like the kind of energy that you put into the community.
Thank you. And I do understand, as you understand, that the opportunities here are not going to look like the road and path to success that you may find in Los Angeles or New York or Washington, D.C. or in Atlanta, or a lot of my people moving to Phoenix now. It's not going to be like that. You need to unpack and pour in and give a little bit to discover where those opportunities lie here in the city of Detroit, I believe. So I do, any person that looks at it like I can't take this, I completely understand. You know, I'm going to be here and I plan on, as they say, you know, my roots will be 6 feet under here as well. But for those that say to themselves, nah, it's some better opportunities in other places, I completely understand, because I mean, we're looking at and prepping for our presentation in State of Black Detroit that's taking place later today at General Baker Institute at 1 p.m. But you can also stream it on Detroit is Different. So you can go through YouTube or the website or Facebook or whatever. But there are some stark realities of where opportunity stands here in the city of Detroit that are not like many other places.
Well, let me chime in, Brother Frazier. You know, let me chime in, Miss Theo Broughton, because I'm here with Brother Frazier saying, and I'm glad he named this organization Detroit is Different, because Detroit is truly the Mecca for black folks. And we don't really understand how different we are. I grew up at a time when the auto industry literally built a black middle class that has branched out to all these other cities, as you were saying, brother. We ain't like New York. We are not like Chicago. We are horizontal city. We ain't vertical. So we got all of these homes. Everybody had homes and backyards and things of the sort. We didn't have a whole bunch of projects like they got there in Chicago and all of that stuff. We're a different city. So you have families and neighborhoods, actual neighborhoods where people got involved with one another. We were there at the beginning of black politics. You know, Coleman Young. I mean, let's just be honest. You had somebody that, and I hate that we forget some of the people that we've had. I mean, John Conyers was one of the first black Congress people. I mean, in this country. You know, let's just be, my auntie was one of the first people to donate to his campaign. So you had a black business enclave. You had the building of a middle class where people connected on a level where everybody knew one another. You had the bowling alleys where the place where everybody met, the union halls. I went to all these type of meetings when I was a kid. So I knew what it was about to be a part of the political machinery of a city. This was unlike so many other cities that people don't understand.
And that's the reality. That's where, like, I'm pulling so many statistics. So what you speak of, home ownership in the city of Detroit was, I want to say, like in the 70s, maybe at about 65%. And that was after the exodus of so many residents, after the rebellion, a riot. I consider it a rebellion personally.
Yes.
And this creates a lens of black leadership, but we need to be more mindful about what creates with that black leadership of how to resource things. That's where the creativity comes. So we speak of Coleman Young, and Coleman Young's administration, who he was, is only an extension of what was built from him, coming from Alabama, being in Black Bottom, being connected to people like Armin Henderson and many others that were bringing people like, Paul Robeson and
my
running with
my
Sonny
mother
Wilson
met Paul
and
Robeson.
things like
Came
that,
to
you
the
know
church,
what I'm saying?
Macedonia on the east side.
And this is like the lineage of what creates Conrad Mallett Sr. Like it's Annie Peck, like the legacy of what Black Detroit is, and then as it transitions, we need to be mindful of like things like the Downtown Development Authority that is created during the Coleman Young administration at a time when that mass exodus of so many businesses to create a retail corridor. So now you create this vehicle that can sustain some retailing here. And then under the guise of this current mayor that is transitioning finally, so you have black leadership for decades here in the city of Detroit till we get executive leadership of Mayor Duggan that exasperates the idea of tax captures, Detroit Development Authority, and what happens with that, and uses that where now, some of the same vehicles that were built to sustain things can be extracted from communities. And these are the realities of, I think that we being in Detroit need to be very mindful of. why our communities function like this, and why when the average Detroiter is making about $35,000 a year, so that's like $16.50 an hour. Making those decisions of what's affordable living, what choices can be made, what opportunities exist, and how those opportunities can flourish. And then if you are paid, quote unquote, a livable wage, the way that people expect you to go over and beyond what that is, it takes creativity and tying in the community in churches, in community centers, in coming to places like Hood Research, in knowing people such as yourself, in grasping on that social capital that I believe you can tap into those values of Detroit that won't look like a lot of other cities, but is very valuable.
One of the things that changed that or put a damper on it was term limits. You know, in the state legislature, we had representatives who cared about the community, who cared about being on the appropriations committee, to make sure that some of the money that was collected was sent to Detroit for us to move up and do better. And then all of a sudden somebody said, well, I don't know, those folk down there doing too good. So they came up with term limits to get rid of the historical memory and knowledge, and leadership that was here.
I think that even along with term limits, it's back to the leverage in this. I often say if you take Detroit away from Michigan, Michigan is Idaho. So like oftentimes I believe not necessarily because of who this is, but more so from the stance of what they represent and what they stand as. We look at the close of what happened in Lansing with the State House, and it's like, oh man, what is going on here? But that Detroit constituency can hold strong, because for Michigan to function, Detroit must flourish at a certain level and things connected to Detroit. And I don't think that that leverage is seen. Hence, bringing back things like the non-resident taxes, bringing back non-resident, so you can kind of get this. The non-resident income tax at one point in time in the city of Detroit was much more, especially when we look at a lot of the people that work in the city of Detroit, sadly even connected that work within the city of Detroit government, don't live in the city of Detroit. So I believe that that non-resident income tax being used as that chip to bargain and what that leverage is will be very key moving forward. But you have to have a consciousness and the support of the people, because it's definitely gonna ruffle some feathers. You're gonna take some hits doing things like this. Must be put into leverage, and instead of these resources that are sustainable resources for our community being looked at as something that are given to us, we need to know that this is owed to us.
Well, let's go back, Ms. Brown, because you didn't put it out there. Let's put it in context, the non-resident tax.
Yeah.
For people that don't remember, Mayor Archie came and said, you know what, we're going to get rid of residency. Okay, so went to the government, claimed he made a handshake deal with the worst governor we ever had, England, and said, look,
I would say Snyder, but yes.
Well, they run him neck and neck.
Yeah.
But it was 1.5% at the time. He claimed he was going to raise it to 2.5. Resident tax is about 3%.
That's exactly what.
And they said, oh, we're going to raise it. You know, that's the deal. So once they got rid of the residency laws, everybody moved to Southfield and the suburbs and everywhere else, because now they didn't have to take that hit. But they figure, okay, well, they're going to raise the taxes. Well, they never did. He didn't even run for office again. And when they came out and said we were bankrupt, that was one of the main things we said. Even Sister Crittenden was fighting it.
Yeah.
It was like, look, the state owe us almost $1 billion.
Even more. Even more. I mean, because also part of that deal originally that started the non-resident tax, like through the history of Detroit, is different. And that's the beauty also of Detroit, that a lot of people are still here. What Anthony Adams talks about is a lot of that non-resident tax comes about to create Cobo Hall, that I think, what is it, TCF Center? Huntington Place now.
Huntington Place, I think.
Either way, this is a regional based asset for what the auto show is, that Detroit took the hit, meaning that Detroit put the money up for that. So we need to understand the roots of where this comes from. So things like that need to strongly be instituted. Now, you're definitely not going to be a fan of the state of Michigan, but the reality is we're not necessarily a fan of the state of Michigan anyway.
We just in Michigan.
Exactly. And the disdain, even though it's applauding for the effort, that the solution that is often given from a lot of leadership in Detroit is to lean on philanthropy and foundations and support bases, which is cool and that's good, but they're not in the same position that government can stand in. If government were to stand up and say, look, no, this is an asset, and really Detroit flexes muscles in this state of Michigan to really have that leverage, which is essential. And these are the questions that I'm looking forward to pressing in people's minds as this political cycle.
Now, you're going to be talking about that today with your piece, right?
We're definitely going to be talking a lot about that, but I'm going to open up more so like looking at community, because we need to see our communities really right now. We need to look at our communities as holding everything accountable that comes within it, because we need to see the value instead of looking at people that come to our communities as saviors per se. We need to already have our premise of what our communities stand for, how to get in line with our communities. It's great that you want to come here. It's great that you want to engage here. We applaud that. But technically, we already got our systems, and this is the way that you can fit in.
Ooh, Miss Broden.
Yeah.
I like having Brother Frazier down here.
Absolutely.
He keep it hot down here.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yes,
Now,
indeed.
tell us about the event today. We don't want to.
Okay, so and I'll be leaving
Where
soon,
and the
but I gotta
time.
come for a whole episode.
Is that a
here.
Zoom
Yeah.
piece?
Oh,
now?
yeah.
This piece you doing today, it ain't Zoom?
So the program today, it started during the pandemic. One of my good friends, Dr. Yusef Bunchy Shakur, that now is the co-executive director of Michigan Roundtables for Just Communities.
We done had him on the show down here with
That's
Mama
great.
Akua House.
I love it. Yes, with Mama Akua House. So during the pandemic, I said, hey, Yusef, I got this equipment. Let's do this address. He was like, okay, cool. And it got a lot more attention than we expected. A lot more people watched, a lot of people engaged and tuned in. And I said, okay, we built something. And that's really where Detroit is different. Kind of comes with things always. It's like, let's put the seed in the ground. Let's see how it grows.
Right.
So we discuss things like nonprofit organizations, education, leadership in the city of
Now,
Detroit.
this gonna be at a meeting
business.
place?
It will be at General Baker Institute. General Baker Institute is on Livernois, near the Lodge Service Drive. But if you kind of familiar with Black Detroit, it's the old Mays Printing Press.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I can give you the direct address to
Yeah,
that.
we need to get that.
And that direct address to that
Yeah, let's be able to put that on
location.
their GPS, you know.
All right, folks, get your pen and paper. I like the Beatty say. You get too much information out here not to know that by now.
It is 15798 Livernois. 15798 Livernois. 15798 Livernois, Detroit, Michigan. 48238. And we'll also be having food, but it's limited. So
What
I
time
say
is
go
that?
on Eventbrite. It is at 1 p.m. So I'll be dashing out of here shortly, getting ready with some things, grabbing like my cameras, getting my crew ready for what we're going to do with State of Black Detroit. This is also live streamed, so you can definitely watch this on YouTube and engage and interact, or Facebook. And it will be one of those events like we've been growing it. So
Okay.
part of this is
Now, I'm going to want to stream this now.
okay.
Is it the Detroit is Different Facebook page?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now where we find it on the YouTube?
Detroit is different. Same thing.
Okay, good.
Presenters included in today's event will be Dr. Yusef Bunchy Shakur. He'll be talking about the transition from 2024 to 2025. The Saba family, which is Greg McKenzie of Al-Kibalan Village and his wife, Dr. Shakira Tyler of Detroit Black Community Food Sovereignty Network. That is an executive director there. Also Piper Carter of We Found Hip Hop. She'll be speaking about media and messaging. They'll be the Saba family will be talking about family. Also, Jawan Howard of Umoja Debate League will be speaking about He'll be speaking about Generation Z and Generation Alpha. We also have in this Sherry Smith of Community Movement Builders Detroit. We'll be talking about community organizing. And finally, Dr. Jesse Brown of the Holistic Training Institute. We'll be talking about health.
Wonderful.
Yep.
How much time we got left, Tim? To the bottom.
Excuse me. And it starts at 1 p.m. Is that
1 p.m.
correct?
Yes. So at 1 p.m., we'll be getting going, and it'll be some food there too. Vegan food. There's some non-vegan food. So vegan food from Chef Buddha. Buddha Foods, and then Fonnie's Eats will be doing some bites. I think something like some chicken dishes and things like that too.
We at the bottom of the hour there, Miss Brown.
Wow.
Tim said we got to get to the break.
We just started out with so
You gonna hang out with us on the other
much
side?
I gotta
You gotta
get ready.
move. You gotta
But
move.
I'm gonna come back.
Okay.
I'm gonna be coming back, and then I can spend a whole show.
Yeah, because we're going to sit down and check it out while we move. Miss Brown, we're going to be on the road listening to it on the,
Thank
on the
you.
radio.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. I want to thank you so much for being with us here this morning and getting everybody all excited and energized so that they too can go this afternoon.
And then
1
also
p.m.
January 1st too. January 1st, I'll be with Hood Research with
That's right.
Imani for Kwanzaa. That's it.
That's right.
That's
Thank
what I
you
like
so
about
much.
us. We like to connect it.
Yes.
Connecting all these nonprofits together. Detroit Food Co-op. Detroit is different. You name it. We pulling them all together.
That's
Mama
right.
Cool House is all love in there.
Definitely.
All right.
And Juwan Howard, we going to have him on next. He about to have his own bookstore.
I love
Yeah.
it, Doctor. I love it. I love it.
So refresh your orange juice and your coffee. Call someone. Tell them we're on until 10:30, and we'll be back momentarily.
I'm James Ford, founder of the Obama Weekend, and a partner of the Hood Research Team, composed of the knowledgeable Theo Broughton, the super analyst Henry, and the colorful Al Martin. This team discusses politics, seen and not seen, at the national, state, and local level. But to enhance the goals of this team, join or donate to Hood Research by visiting Twitter or Facebook, or visit hoodresearch.org, or call 248-234-2371. You can also join Hood Research on Phonecast every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time by calling 978-990-5000, access code 338729. Thank you very much.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host, Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
Everybody settle, Butter, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, you gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn, ta-da! It's showtime! It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome my first guest tonight, fitness guru, Wally Warmer.
Wally Warmer here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the chew and other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chimitzky here to say, Don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Raisin. Yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first. They'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the...
Chew!
That's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the germs. We're all in this together. Coming soon, the many adventures of these nuts in a theater near you.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinda,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you.
Yes, take us along with you. Oh, wow. That was a very, very energized interview with Kari Frazier. And I hope that some of you will tune in. Watch it on Facebook if you don't want to go physically to the location this afternoon. And it'll be great. And we also are really anticipating his participation on Wednesday, January the 1st. And we will be at 8324 Woodward Avenue in the Detroit Co-op building, where our brand new black grocery store. That's Woodward Avenue and Euclid. Ample parking. Will be there from noon until 3 p.m. this coming Wednesday. It's a couple of days from now. The new year is coming fast, Mark. Fast.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Fast.
indeed. And it ain't no coincidence that the show fall on the 5th day of Kwanzaa, which is Nia, and that's purpose. So our purpose is to get the information out to you folks and then let you know that it's time to go to work. You know, we got to do things. Ain't no such thing. We was talking about that in the comments, bro. Really ain't no such thing as an individual. We all connected. You know, he was mentioning all them people that's connected with what they doing. Mm-hmm. And once you get that connection, because that's what Kwanzaa about. It's about family. And family, you know, turns into community. And community turns into a city. And a city turns into various cities. And next thing you know, you got a state. This is how this works.
Yes.
You start from the bottom up, not the top down.
Right. And when you say that, it makes me think about all of the effort and work, ingenuity, and contributions from our people from way back, what, 15th century, 14th century.
Hey.
And when they came here, because they had ideas of things that could be done differently, could be done better, and could be done for all who were around. And unfortunately, we don't often get the credit for of the things that we have done and have contributed. Now, I just think about Bubba and his friends sitting under the magnolia tree, sipping on a julep while our people were doing the work. Doing the work is one of the ways you figure out how to make it better. And our people have made a lot better. We just need to be proud of the things that we have done. Pass on the information about the things that we have done, you know?
I think we need to close ranks as a people. Let's just be honest. I mean, everybody right now, they figuring out a way to come against us. You know, they want to send out coded messages that we are inferior and we the reason that the country is going through a lot and it's culturally unsound and all of this foolishness. So as a people that have been consistently threatened, consistently in a state of fear because people were trying to damage us or destroy us, we got to understand, we all in this together as a people. I mean, we came over here, different types of tribes and things, but they treated us all the same. They threatened us, they killed us, they beat us, they whipped us, they did everything. They psychologically destroyed who we were, took our language from us. They did so much to us that you can't conceive of the fact that this doesn't affect you to this day. You still affected by this. This entire country is still affected by this episode that was over 200 years long.
Yeah.
So we got to understand. Either we gonna win at this and let these folks know we are tired of racism and persecution going into this new year, or we gonna continue to be the people that everybody look to dump on. Because we already know, Ms. Brown, you gotta have somebody at the bottom. That's how capitalism works. You don't have to have someone at the bottom, but that's how that's created. It's created to keep somebody persecuted and subjugated.
Right.
And we gotta work the battle against that. Say no to that.
And people have to know now that a way to destroy our community is to eliminate our history. And we need to fight back. We have to make sure that our history is told to our next generation and the next generation and so on. Because if our through those efforts of books being taken out of the library, out of the schools, and stories and about our people and all of the positive contributions that have gone on, then our own people will begin to wonder, well, why are they around? You know, and we need to make sure that they find out the information about us. And I know that some people complain about Tyler Perry, but there's a new movie that just came out where he tells the story of this I don't call it a battalion of black women.
That regiment.
I don't know, but that regiment of black women who were said to go through mail and care packages that were just festering. They were
piling up.
Up in the corner, you know.
Over 1 million pieces of mail.
And they were told, well, it'll take you 6 months to do that. And it took them, less than 90 days.
Well, it was supposed to take them a year to do it. And they managed to do it in 90 days.
And folks were really shocked. And these were black women who were enlisted in the military and not thought of and not considered. They were just trying to give them something nasty to do so that, you know, they would want to leave the military, etc. But they did a wonderful job, a job that nobody thought that could be done. Same as Hidden Figures, you know, the lady who was so positive there and
on the space program, right? Exactly.
And my man said, I'm not coming back unless you get that colored woman over to do the figures. I'm like, all right.
I mean, we know we excellent. I mean, I'm sitting here with the book we have every week when we come down, Afromations, folks. You got this book, get it. If you don't, give me a call, I'll get it for you. But we know that. But racism created this idea that we were inferior. Our brains were smaller. We can't pick up on stuff. And the other people that bought in and they can't get out that mold.
Yes.
That's the problem.
And they're saying now, well, our little white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed babies, they're gonna feel so bad. Feel bad. What? History is history, and that is what you did, and we know that's what you did. So why do they have to be protected and sheltered and all of that? You know, just crazy.
Miss Brun, she always getting them calls,
So
folks.
I'm telling you, right in the middle of the show.
Everybody want to get in touch with Miss
I
B.
know they need to call the station. What's the telephone number here so they can call
Yes,
in?
indeed. 313-365-7379. Matter of fact,
363-365-7965.
boy, you done messed it all up. Folks.
See, that's why the meeting say have a pen and paper
Yes,
and it there,
indeed.
write it down.
313, folks. 365-7379. Speaking of which, we're going to have Brother James 40 going to call in at the top of the hour at 10 o'clock
Okay.
to talk about his, the group didn't go national, folks. See, we get groups, start out local, and then they go national. Because everybody looks to Detroit for the blueprint. I'm telling you, folks, this
That's
is
right.
the place.
That's
You know,
right.
you can go to New York, Chicago, LA, whatever. This is the
Nothing like
place.
Detroit.
Nothing
like
like
Detroit.
You
Detroit
get
is
it
different.
going.
And the phone number again is
Yes,
Mark.
indeed.
Our number again is 313
365-7379.
365
7379.
7379. 365-7379.
That's it.
Okay.
RadioWeCanSee.com, folks.
That's right.
You know, we ready to get back to the TV studio. Hopefully that's
know
coming
that's
soon
right.
for the new year. 'Cause,
Yeah, but
I'm ready to get in there. I was going to bring my bag of gifts down, but we'll do that in the new year. We'll do that for Martin Luther King Jr. birthday.
right.
And,
Our engineer, when is your birthday? We can look you up on affirmations.
521.
May 21st.
All right, I've been
May
playing that, folks. Hopefully that's a harbinger of things to come. 521, folks. Let's check out Brother Timothy Smith.
Yeah.
One of the best in the business. Murray
Yeah.
writes on, folks. Get it done.
May 21st.
Indeed. And we already know it's going to be something good because this book always seems to sync up with the person.
Yeah.
It's amazing how it does that. But it's just so much greatness. I mean, folks need to cut it out. Yes, indeed. Oh, my goodness.
What?
On your birthday, Brother Timothy Smith, Thomas Wright was the first to use an organ as a jazz instrument, born in New York City. That's Fats Waller, baby.
Oh, right.
Yes, indeed. And I think we talked about this before. Lawrence Terrell, Mr. T, born on your birthday, brother. All
Mr.
right.
T. Oh, goodness.
Yes, indeed. And a librarian and bibliotherapist, Sarah Marie Delaney. Miss McGovern School of Social Work, librarian at the 135th Street branch in New York City Public Library, 1920 to 23. When the Harlem area had shifted from a neighborhood of Irish Jews and Italians to one of African Americans, the head librarian at the Veterans Administration in Tuskegee, Alabama, where she started, was a pioneer librarian and conducted research even at the Vatican Library. So this sister, I mean, we all over the black folks everywhere. Let's just be
Yeah, I
honest.
see.
Always try to make it seem like we ain't been nowhere, we don't do nothing. And you know, I'm gonna call out the Free Press this morning right quick, Miss Brooke, because I got my Sunday paper, the last Sunday of the year. And what they got on the cover, folks?
What?
An escape from Detroit's violence. Is that what you want to end the year with? They got the family in here, the kids in the look at home like they struggling. The mama got a bag on her head. And come on now, Detroit Free Press. Really? Stop it. You know.
I agree.
And that's the whole thing. This is why you need a black media, folks. That's what this is. Black media. Because we know the mainstream press want to make a fool out of us. Going to the new year telling everybody we less than, we just ain't doing nothing. I've been shooting one another, killing and clowning. But I beg to differ.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, that's happening everywhere. You know, and the funny thing about it, I was talking with a white gentleman a few days ago, and we were talking about this remark that Vivek Ramaswamy made about the culture and the like. And I said, well, you know, Charles Murray, Dr. Charles Murray, for folks who don't know, this was the gentleman who wrote the Bell Curve, trying to explain the fact that, you know, black folks were, you know, not as intelligent because of IQ scores and all the rest of this. 5 years later, he writes a book called Coming Apart. And the book is about how white culture is falling apart. Okay? There's white cities all over America that's worse than Detroit. But we don't know this. Because they're smaller cities, they're rural cities. You got one city where 75% in the city on welfare. This is a white city now.
75% of the white people in the city.
It ain't number white folk in the city. Enclave, this was right outside of Philadelphia. Number poor white folk. And see, this is the problem. That's why they keep talking about all this Make America Great stuff, because they know they done made a mess of this country.
And the white women who have children, single white women with babies.
Yeah.
And that's, 70%?
Well, they done crossed over the 50% threshold.
50%.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, we already know that they had a problem with the, heroin addicts, fentanyl, and all the rest of this. So many white kids were dying of overdoses up in that Boston area that it was an epidemic. Okay, and what did they do? They didn't throw nobody in jail. They took your tax dollars and mine and decided we gotta get some help for these folks.
Oh, okay. Wow!
But when we have problems because we go through so much stuff, what do they do with us? They throw us in jail. The drugs we taking, oh man, y'all bad. That's illegal. Okay, but they doing heroin, and you know now you got boxes of. All over the place, we can get the free thing to stop overdose. You can get that stuff now.
Yeah.
It's sitting right next to party stores and all over the place.
What?
Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but you give them an injection and, you know, then they'll be okay.
Oh, wow.
So that goes to show you.
So now they think, I can go and get high now because there's this product out to reverse it.
Yeah, but I mean, that just tell you the government can help you. That's what that's saying. When you going through, no matter what it is, the government can help you. So the government just decide they don't want to help us. That's the problem. And we gonna have to say, you gonna help us. That's gonna have to be what we doing in this 2025. Black folk gonna have to come together and say, no. All this trying to get away from helping black folk, no way, no. You gonna help us. You're not gonna get rid of this. You already got rid of affirmative action, changed the name to diversity, equity, inclusion. Yeah. We ain't having no more name changes. We ain't gonna deal with no more foolishness. You are going to help us because you made a mess of this crap. We didn't ask for this mess. You did this to us. All this violence you talk about, you created the climate for this stuff.
Right.
Let's be real. So I just know, join Hood Research, folks. I'm telling you, make a good use of $20 this new year.
Oh, yes.
And call Miss Bro. What's the number to call you, Miss Bro, in the Hood Research?
Area code 248-234-2371. Again, it's area code 248-234-2371. And on Wednesday, New Year's Day, we will be at 8324 Woodward Avenue. That's Woodward Avenue and Euclid in the Detroit Co-op building. And you can join that day while you're right there with us. We will be there from noon until 3 p.m. So that's a wonderful time to do it.
And I'm going to bring down 20 membership packs. We got to get at least 20 new members while we down there. Matter of fact, I'll make it 25.
All right.
Gotta make it an even 500.
All
so
right.
Come on in, join Hood Research. 25. That's gonna be my challenge.
Okay, it is $20 a year to be a member of Hood Research and to participate in all of the various activities and events that we have. And we do meet every month we sponsor Barton McFarland Neighborhood Association. We meet over at the Veterans Center. That's the Mumford Marines, a black
regiment that fought in the Vietnam War. And
the Mumford Marines, Detachment 158, and the location is Joy Road, 13721 Joy Road. That's 13721 Joy Road. We meet there on the second Friday of each month, and every Friday they have dinners, fish dinners and chicken dinners that they sell. It's a fundraiser for the Marines Center right there on Joy Road. So that starts at 5 p.m. That's every Friday that they sell the fish dinners. And we support them for that. They put their lives on the line for us. At least we can do is put a few dollars on the table for them.
Exactly. And I put my money where my mouth is, folks. If you join Hood Research this Wednesday, everybody gonna get some kind of gift. We had so many people on during the year, Miss Broden.
Yes.
I got Brother Jawan Howard's book here. He was talking about the Mama Kua House. A message to black college students. If you got somebody about to go to college, you're gonna need that book right there. Miss Brenneman talks about everything, how to fill out the applications, the whole thing. We had young fella Brandon Harrison on, another good man, Facing the World, the 10 Principles. Young fella, embracing change, say embrace change. And he got 10 different assets versus liabilities. Practice delayed gratification. These are young folks that's telling young people, look, it's some things you can do where you can spend the rest of your life enjoying things. So we can have a party for you like we did for Brother Bill Hill. And my main man, Calvin T. Mann. A journal for your journey. It's a journal, but it's got different sayings in it and things and scripture, and each month got something good, each page got something good.
And you know, a journal is good to keep. You know, over the years they've said men keep journals, women keep diaries. Whatever you call it, it's good to keep it, because if there is an incident where you need to have evidence of where you were, where you've been, where you were going, etc., where you find yourself facing a judge somewhere, it is considered evidence.
Oh, okay.
But in your journal, you can't sit down and write 30 days worth of information. You have to do it each day. Yeah, it has to have a an appropriate time. Whenever, you know, you're not restricted to a certain time that you write in a journal, but just that you write in your journal each day.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. And I don't think that law has changed.
And matter of fact, I got a few journals. Maybe I'll give out a few journals too. There's one right here I pulled out my bag. It's from last year, 2024, but ain't nobody wrote in it. I get out of there. I'm telling you, folks, I want us to read more, Miss Broden. I want to read it more.
Definitely.
I want to support these black authors out here. They ain't writing books for their health.
Right. Well, you know, we had attorney Jeff Edison on with us, and something interesting about attorney Jeff Edison is he has dual citizenship.
Okay.
You know,
which country?
Ghana, Africa.
Okay.
So he has citizenship here where he was born, and citizenship in Ghana, Africa, dual citizenship. And he was our guest. He talked about that. And he and his wife spend a few months there, and then they come here, spend a few months here. It's kind of just rotate that. And it's an enlightening is not the word I'm trying to find, but experience that they have there in getting to know the people assisting them in building up the community there. So he has written a book, which is The Truth About the Way Africans Were Treated who were kidnapped and brought to this country. In Ghana, they have some, I guess you call them dungeons still, and they would kidnap Africans and bring them to the dungeon area in Ghana and bathe them or make them bathe. And then they would test them and decide who they felt could survive the trip from Africa to America.
And I got the book here because we right here at the break, Tim said, we right there.
Oh, okay. The name of the book is The Last Bath.
I'm going to show, I'll put it up there for them screen for everybody. Check it out.
By Attorney Jeff Edison, right?
Yes, indeed. We go on the break.
We have some copies.
And folks.
Right here, we have a pause for the cause at the top of the hour. So refresh your coffee, call someone, and we'll be back momentarily.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host, Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
All right, everybody, settle. Butter, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, there gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn, ta-da! It's showtime! It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome my first guest tonight, fitness guru, Wally Warmer.
Our Woody Woodland here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the chew and other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chiminsky here to say, don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Raisin. Yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first, they'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the
chew
that's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the germs. We're all in this together. Coming soon, the many adventures of these nuts in a theater near you.
I've always been a runner, but I've never run from anything, and neither has my city.
Do you want to be a Detroit police officer?
Sir, yes, sir! Amen!
It's something special to protect the people closest to you, the ones you've known all your life, your neighbors, your friends. I was born in this city, and I'm not going anywhere. This is my home. That's why I wear the shield.
WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
Feedback. Hi, this This is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga.
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback.
Also, remember you can tune in to Radio We Can See. Radio We Can See, and you can see us right now. Wow, we have learned a lot of good information today, Mark, and I want to let people know once again that this coming Wednesday is the last day of Kwanzaa. The last day of Kwanzaa is Imani, and Imani means faith in Swahili. And we're going to have a presentation, a program at the Detroit Co-op building right there on Woodward and Euclid. The address is 8324 Woodward Avenue, 8324 Woodward Avenue, Woodward and Euclid. Ample parking, come in. The grocery store is on the first level, and there's a staircase up to the auditorium where we will be presenting. And if the stairs are a challenge, take the elevator. But take somebody and join us Wednesday, January the 1st, New Year's Day. We will be there from noon until 3 p.m. Noon until 3 p.m.
We're going to have some vendors down there, right?
Yes, we are.
We're going to have vendors, folks.
That's right. And also consider joining Hood Research on the first day of 2025.
Yes, indeed, because we're going to have gifts for you for joining at this function.
That's right.
Books and all kind of goodies, keychain, you name it. I'm going to find something in my stash to give you.
All right.
That's important.
It certainly is. And you know, 2025 is a year that we're going to have to consider candidates for mayor, and candidates for council, candidates for city clerk. And we just got to be aware of that. Learn as much as we can and make good decisions on who you think would be best to represent us. You know? Yeah.
Well, we know coming up it's going to be quite a year down here at the feedback program at WHPR TV 33, folks, because we done had some great people. I was just looking at some of the flyers that we got here. And we got to have Sister Atuheen. You remember her with the book called Plundered. How racist policies undermine black home ownership in America. Yes. She's coming back down.
Yes, definitely.
I got a sister, a friend of mine from Howard University, Kelly Kali. Look her up on Facebook. That's Kelley, Kali. Kelly Kali. Kimber. I don't know if people remember her from the 90s. Sister was a girlfriend of a known drug dealer. She didn't know he was dealing drugs, apparently. And when they broke in on her, they claimed she was part of the deal, was going to give her 10 years. And I don't know if people remember. It was Emerge magazine and Brother George Curry who put the word out about this sister, put her on the cover of his magazine and let people know this was wrong. This was an injustice. And the black media saved this woman. And now she on a crusade. And my friend made a movie. Some of y'all probably seen this on BET Her. And it's inspired by a true story called Kimber. She was here at Wayne State a few weeks ago. And matter of fact, she's good friends with Brother Gary Hunter over at The Shot News.
Right.
We're going to do at least a phone interview with her if I don't catch her in Detroit again. So we're going to have some fun for the new year, Miss Brother.
Yes.
We always have great guests. And,
I agree.
Y'all folks got to kick in now. I want some love coming in. I want the membership to shoot up this year.
That's right.
Because it take a lot to put on these shows.
Yes, it does.
People don't understand. This ain't free down here.
Yeah. And if you know of someone who would be a good guest, let us know about that as well. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people in Detroit that's doing things. I'd hope to have a gentleman on that He make his own mugs. And, you know, he got the lion. He don't put the lion on there because that's the trademark. But he got that lion on the mug. It's really nice. And I was hoping to have him down because the Lions play this Monday night, folks. That's a big game against San Francisco 49ers.
Yes.
And we'll have him on at some point. He does great artwork and things. And he'll do your own type of artwork on your mug if you want. So these are beautiful things. People out here so talented, Miss
You
Brody.
know, we have so many here in this city who are talented. And, you know, there was a gallery on Livernois, and I'm sorry to say that the owner passed, but I had an opportunity to go to the gallery.
Oh, yeah, Mr. McKissick, exactly.
Yes, and when I got there, I was disappointed to learn that Ron Scarborough had passed. Ron Scarborough is a son of Detroit.
Artist.
Yes, absolutely. And he did line drawings, for those who know what line drawings are. And he had a lot of beautiful portraits and scenery and just everything. And I was hoping to see him there, but I was really glad to go to that gallery.
Right, yep.
Very nice place on the Avenue of Fashion.
We'll have Brother Eric McKissick down, his son. He runs it now. And we'll have him down on the show.
Right.
Another Howard University guy.
Right, and I encourage people to go to the gallery.
Okay.
And it's about supporting our own in our community.
We got a call coming in, Miss Brown. I think that's our brother James Ford.
Oh, okay, let's see.
Yes, indeed. Is this Brother James Ford? How you doing, sir?
Good. Can I be heard?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Well, thank you. It's good to hear and it's good to be heard. That's all I got.
Okay.
I just want to bring the city of Detroit and actually people in the state some news. Can I still be heard?
Yes.
Okay.
Keep talking.
The Detroit red light situation, which we went to Lansing and we talked about people running red lights and doing terrible things, drag racing in the city and everywhere else in the state and throughout the country. Well, that has been transformed now to United States for Safe Driving. It was Detroit red lights. A group of people have decided to take that over. Now it is United States for Safe Driving. So we would like everybody to go to YouTube and you'll see Al Martin, Theo Broke, myself, Russ Gallant, Adam Dahm, and other people, and Maxine Willis, deliver remarks concerning the problems of red light running and drag racing. But help spread this, share this. Detroit red lights, United States for Safe Driving on YouTube, or go to USFSD and join the crowd and share the information there, because it's going to progress, and we are going back to Lansing this summer. But it will be spearheaded by a complete other group of people. So if there's any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Well, let me just say this, Brother Ford, because I've already posted on the pages, Hood Research page and my page. You got the picture here, the young kids holding up your new sign here. And we had the lady on a few weeks ago, Miss Bro.
Yeah.
Speaking about it. And unfortunately, her little dog had got run over by a reckless driver. And that's going to be the face of this movement, folks. Short Dog is the dog's name. And Short Dog said, look, we're going to stop this reckless driving. USFSD, United States for Safe Driving, folks. And I'm going to give you guys a number real quick here That's why I say have that pen and paper ready, because you're going to get all kind of phone numbers of people doing great things. USFSD.net, and that's 877-645-7171. Once again, you want to call in, you might have a testimony. You know, like we were saying earlier, we had the people putting in writing the letters for the emails. Right. Brother Ford letting people know they didn't see people run red lights. My brother, like I said, they got hit by a driver, ran a red light. He's still going through. And
well,
so,
I'd like to bring out one other situation that this is not only in Michigan, people, and Detroit. It's all over now. So
yeah, it's nationwide.
Movement is going to be around the nation. So try to just understand that Smokey the Bear started, only you fires were Short Dog now is the picture of United States for safe driving. Now, can I just ask the question while I'm on the air? Maybe people are hearing the show. Can I ask the question?
Yes. What's the question?
Okay, my question is and I haven't been really keeping up too much. I have a lot of other things to try to straighten out. But I understand they're tearing down the Renaissance Center. And I just want to know, maybe some people or you all can answer this question. Have you ever thought that maybe those two towers could deal with some of the abused women, some of the veterans that homeless? Have you thought about that? That could deal with maybe some runaway people, some runaways.
Well, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Brother Ford, but you know the answer to that. I mean, they got plenty of buildings up abandoned, and you can put people in them. It's a capitalism. This is about money. They ain't trying to put no homeless people or nobody going through nothing in them towers. They trying to figure out what they can do.
You answered my question. I hate that's what I thought, but I just needed to know, was I right? So you confirmed it. So God bless everybody. Everybody again, YouTube, USFSD. And everybody have a good time and enjoy yourself. And just happy holidays to everybody. Enjoy your New Year. God bless you.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah. And you know the other point to that, I believe that there is an effort being put forth to eliminate any reminders of Mayor Coburn, Alexander Young.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely right there, the crowning achievement.
That was a project. That was a big project of his, yes. And for it to be torn down would be to eliminate history. And the way you eliminate black folk or any race of people is to eliminate history and historical signs and buildings and pictures and all.
Well, I'm not so certain they're going to do that, even though they claim it, because that's going to be quite a feat to just tear down them few towers around the Renaissance Center. And so, you know, we'll see, you know.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way. I'm not jumping to any conclusions, and they say what they want to say. I mean, that's a beautiful, and everybody know that's the shot of the waterfront right there.
Yes, and it is the tallest building, and there is a person who does investing around here, owns 100 buildings, they tell me, who wanted to take the Hudson site and put up a structure taller than the Renaissance Center. And I think he realized, well, it may cost me just a little more than I want to pay.
Yeah, this ain't 1976.
He changed his right. He changed his mind. So then he came up with this other little
because I don't think
trick.
People realized that was $1 billion project back then. We sold the building. Archer sold that building to General Motors for $71 million. Okay. But that was $1 billion project. And the reason they sold it to General Motors is because they're supposed to bring in all of these different people and the managers, and they built all them homes over there off of Jefferson. And,
yeah, right.
And I'm supposed to take care of the taxes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well. And now he didn't run again, so so people were very disappointed in his idea, the idea that he was promoting, shall we say. Oof, 2025. Oh boy,
that's all right though, because that means that's the quarter part of the millennium. We're 25 years into this new millennium. Where we gonna go from here? Okay, I didn't hit. Now my phone didn't hit a button in the talk. Lord have mercy. But we have 25 years here, Miss Bro.
Oh goodness, yes.
And you've been doing this 33 years.
Oh yes. And this coming Wednesday, the last day of Kwanzaa, we're gonna do some more.
That's it. That's it.
You know, I think you just can't give up.
No, you can't do that.
You cannot give up.
That's why they assign faith to hood research. Because you got to have faith to get through a lot of this foolishness.
Oh,
how many years you been doing the last day of Kwanzaa, by the way, Miss Brewer?
This will be the 5th year, I think. The fifth, yeah. And the need is for Kwanzaa to be celebrated in the Dr. Charles Wright Museum of African Americans.
That's where you started out doing it, right?
Oh, yes. Standing room only. It was wonderful. And to know that there are so many people who want to celebrate Kwanzaa. This is not just some fly-by-night idea that somebody came up with. You know, Malana Karinga, who was a professor in I think it's California. Is it California State? It's a university in California where he teaches. But it was his idea, and it was launched on December the 6th, 1966. And it's being celebrated all over the world. But it seems that right here in the United States, it's like, you know, it's something. This year was the first time that I noticed some of the news media announced that Kwanzaa was starting on December 26th. And I thought, I guess that's some improvement, you know, that they're announcing it.
Well, that's a good thing, because it had waned for a while. But I think people like Hood Research, Detroit is Different, these organizations are really putting it back out front again. And that's the important part, you know, because
it's just about principles. Principles to live by. Principles to live by. We started off, we were talking with Kari Frazier this morning about unity. He talked about that. And that's the first day of Kwanzaa. The first day. And you have 7 days to concentrate on 7 different principles. And it's a time of year that is after Thanksgiving, after Christmas, after Hanukkah, although Hanukkah moves around, and it started on the 26th this year. But Kwanzaa starts on the day after Christmas every year. And I'm glad to know that the location this year, that we are not back in the museum, is centrally located right there on Woodward and Euclid. Right on Euclid and Woodward Avenue. 12 noon on New Year's Day. But it has had presentations for all of the days of Kwanzaa. And for families to come out, for everyone to come out. You go to the African, they call it the African, oh wow, it's where the vendors are. It's got a name, the African village.
The African village?
Yeah, the African village. anyway, where the vendors are, you can see many of the products that have been made here, made in Africa, presented here for people to learn more about marketplace, African marketplace, as it's called. And then the opportunity for our people to come together and understand the meaning of unity, the reason why we need to unify. And unfortunately, I know that there are some items when you talk about buying and selling that you don't have available in your community. Maybe large appliances or something you may not have. But those items that you can purchase from your own people, do that. Try to purchase from your own people.
Yeah, right. Some things, yeah. And the way you have discretionary income is that I think I saw that the young brother's book, it said, you got to delay some of your gratification. I was telling Sister Crystal Gunn, who we had on the show this year, she had these T-shirts, the Phenomenal Woman type T-shirts. And I called, matter of fact, I want to send out to some friends in Florida some of her shirts. And they were only $10. But, but if you didn't spend all your money on getting a fancy car that you can't afford, and you're paying $400-500 a month for an auto loan, then you don't have too much money to spend on some discretionary income. You pay up more to gas it up, you need premium and gas, all of this foolishness. Once you learn to delay that type of gratification, then you'll have more to invest. So I can pass out these books to people because I'm not caught up in spending a lot of money on clothes and cars and all this other stuff. So when I want to give a nice gift to my man Bill Hill, give something to my man Timothy Smith, I can do that. Because and I can buy the books from black folks.
Right. I have thought about this over the years that within our community, material acquisitions have been what created status. Because as the decades were, our people were not able to acquire degrees in a lot of different areas. And so it was an opportunity for them to say, well, hey, I got this, I got that, or my car's better than that one over there, and that created a status symbol. It really did. And now that we're in a new decade, a new millennium, it's time to think about other things that are important, like unity, and like the principles that Maulana Karenga has laid out.
And unity, it goes further than just who you're with. It's who you decide to deal with. I mean, the reason I never bought foreign cars is because my father worked in a plant and built American-made cars. I didn't want no Mercedes-Benz or no BMW. Them guys over there don't even like black folks. I don't want to buy a car from somebody, them Germans and stuff. I don't want to buy no car from no German.
No.
I don't want to buy no car made with the Japanese. They don't like me either. So it's like they just called us all kind of names. So it's like, look, you're supporting companies that put your people to work. Granted, they could be building better cars, but still, I bought Chrysler for the longest till they start getting too doggone expensive. Now American car costs more than these Ford cars, and that's a problem.
Oh yes,
and that's why I said we are the barometer for this country. Miss Broden Tim said, "Take us home. We got 5 minutes."
Oh wow! Today it moved really fast today, and I have enjoyed all of the conversation that we have had. And Hood Research is an organization that believes in working in the community, with the community, building what we can build, supporting those that are trying to build a better quality of life in the community where they are. And Kari Frazier, our guest this morning, spent time sharing that with us. And I know that we can do the best and better. We just need to think about it. We need to work with others. And Hood Research is always encouraging those of you to join us and to work with us as we move towards that. The email for Hood Research is contact@hoodresearch.org. Again, CONTACT, little @ symbol, HOODRESEARCH.org. That's our email. At the end of the program, I always say, it's not necessary for you to know everything. What is necessary is for you to know how to find what you need when you need it. And we at Hood Research seek out as much information as we can and have others to come on with us to share information. And you too are invited to do the same. It's important. It's very important that we work together. Mark?
Yes, indeed. And
what you want to share?
Then we got a lot of work to do, folks. But somebody out here doing it. And sometimes you by just becoming a member, you make us your proxy. You understand? We know everybody can't get out and get out here and check on candidates and find out what's going on in the community. But by supporting us, you make us your proxy. And we'll get out there and do that work for you. Mm-hmm. And that's really what it's all about. That's why when you have these organizations, they say, please make a donation so you can keep us going. Well, we don't want a donation. We want you to become a member. We want you to be a part of this. So when you do give, you automatically become a member. We want you to make donation, of course, but we want that donation to be a membership. Mm-hmm. And that way we going to grow something that's doing great things. Because, over 1,000 people are members of Hood Research. And we bring in organizations all over. Like I said, we got so many organizations connected with what we're doing. But I'm saying this year we're going to get this website going. And I'm looking forward to that. And things are going to be moving in 2025 that you folks, you're going to be like, wow, I better get on the bandwagon and become a member this year.
All right.
And that's what I'm excited about, Ms. Broden, because it's going to be a fun year.
Mm-hmm. And we know that we have our conference call every Saturday between the hours of 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. And for those who, as the BD says, have pen and paper handy, the telephone number for every Saturday is 1-978-990-5000. It rings one time. And you put in the access code, which is 338729. Press the pound key and join us with information that you have or information that you want to glean from tuning into the conference call on Saturday. And then we come back every Monday morning right here at 9 a.m. So we want you to tune in. Radio we can see, regular TVs, channel 15.2, and know that we're here for you.
Don't forget WHPR Detroit TV live on Facebook, streaming live.
Oh, yes, that's right. So we continue, and we'll be here next Monday at 9 a.m. And thank you so much for tuning in today. Peace.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am the BD Impinda.
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a Positive Image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you.
Feedback.